Good morning, you badass motherfuckers. It's the results kill excuses, the morning drinking show. I'm your host, Greg. Getting back on this motherfucker once again. We getting back on here. Why? Why we keep getting back on this motherfucker? Because we doing life. Plain and simple. However, not easy. Because we make it complicated, right? That's why it's not simple. That's why life is not simple for you. Because you, yes, you watching this, you make your life complicated. All the complexities of your life are your creation. You're not willing to hear that shit, are you? You're like, man, why is this guy still talking all that shit? Because we still doing life. We still learning. We're still growing. I don't know if everybody is. Are you willing to learn and grow? Right? Every single day. Trying to learn something new, trying to do something new. Why? Right? So you can have a new experience, right? So you can allow yourselves to grow, to expand as a human being, right? There's a lot of talk out there about what? Version 2.0, 2.0 of who the fuck we are, right? Most of y'all don't even want to wrap your head around what that even means, right? Because you're so set in what? Your ways. You're set in your ways. Right? You have it all figured out. But what do you really have figured out? Right? What do you got figured out? I know even in me, I'm still learning and figuring out new shit, new ways, new experiences, new love, new kindness, new expressions, new opportunities every single day. So in reality, I ain't got really anything figured out. Right? And right now I find myself in like the unknown. The total unknown, man. I mean, I find myself in a beautiful forest, right? And I can hear a river close by. And that's beautiful. See birds and trees immersed in nature, right? To be immersed in nature is such a powerful thing. There's a lot of you that are celebrating Labor Day, right? Don't even know why, but you're celebrating it because why? You were given a day off, right? So for Labor Day, it's another one of these days, right? You've been watching football weekend, and now you get a recovery day. It's Labor Day, right? Because you a worker. You a good little worker bee. So you get your Labor Day, right? It's time to do what? Drink more brewskis, eat more hot dogs, burgers, nachos, whatever the fuck, tacos, steak, whatever you gonna do, man. Barbecue, right? It's time to barbecue because it's Labor Day and I'm a worker and I get my time off, right? But if you really ask yourself, right, what do you work for? What do you work for, right? Today you're getting a day off. Is that what it's all about? You work for what? Days off? Do you work for the weekend? Right? There's a saying that's, do you live to work or do you work to live? Live to work, work to live. Which is it? What do you do? Right? Are you spending your whole existence punching clocks, 9 to 5, grinding in order for what? So you can have some time off, some PTO, holiday, a holiday off, a pension, what? 401k? Is that what it's about? Healthcare, right? Life is free, right? This life is free. We don't make it free, we make it complicated. But certainly, if you're of the working class, right? You're working, man. You're working for someone else. And even if you think you're working for yourself, right? There's a really good chance that you are not maximizing the opportunity of this life to its fullest, right? Because at the end of the day, as you sit here, we're now September, we're closing in on the end of this year. It's wrapping up, right? So is there anything that you want to work towards that's new, right? Or is the only thing that we say, when we say work, it's equated to a job, punching a clock, doing some kind of remedial work, maybe doing hard work, maybe doing backbreaking fucking work, maybe doing shit work, right? Maybe doing multiple works, right? Maybe you're someone today, it's a holiday and you're like, I got to work because I can make extra money, right? But at the end of the day, if you really want to be honest with yourself, most of us aren't, right? Most of us are not honest with ourselves. We bullshitting ourselves. We bullshitting other motherfuckers, right? Based on what we posting on social media, right? Because when we get to the truth of what we're doing, most of us are not on a trajectory or a path towards what? Towards our dreams and our goals and the hidden desires of our heart to really fulfill what this life presents to you, to me, to all humanity. I'm reading a really incredible book right now. I'm wrapping it up. I've been slamming books. I've been fucking just guzzing fucking books lately. Right. And it started with Untethered Soul, right? The Big Leap. And now I'm reading the book, and I'm not even going to try and say his last name, but it's the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. He has another book that I'm like, whoa, holy shit, man. If you want a reality fucking check, but you also want to really have a sobering pill, especially on Labor Day, if you're just a worker, right? But you really want to have a fresh perspective on life, on the economy, on money. You want to improve your relationship with money and have a greater understanding of what's really going on in the economy. Man, Second Chance. Second Chance by the Rich Dad Poor Dad author. Oof, that book will fuck you up. Y'all can't handle this shit, man. Y'all can't handle this shit. Why? Because it's truth. Why? Because it's fucking unrehearsed. Why? Because it's raw. Why? Because there's vulgar. Oh man, he uses vulgar. He must be vulgar. I'm not vulgar, right? I always say this, right? The reason why I use explicit language, right, in my content is one, it's a part of who I am, man. I'm Gen X. I grew up fucking, gangster rap, heavy metal, fucking, that's who I am. And if that shit don't vibe with you, that's cool. That's cool. There's plenty of people that milk it down, but it's the same message, right? So whether this resonates with you or someone else, I guarantee you there's a chorus of beautiful human beings upon this planet, I'm one, that we are all saying the same thing. And it is challenging people, right, to reduce your amount of distraction, right? And instead of going outward, we've been going outward for long enough. It's time to go inward. The internet, right? The internet, to go inward, right? And do the work, right? So when we talk about doing the work, I've been doing the work, man. My therapist was commending me last week. Fuck. She's all, you really should be proud of yourself for doing the work. Not going to work, but doing the work necessary to what? Heal, to grow, right? To transform myself, right? To have mastery over my emotional state of being. Do you know how great of a gift that has been? But it took a lot of work. It took a lot of therapy sessions. It took a lot of sacrifice. It took a lot of dark nights of the soul, a lot of tears, man, a lot of crying, a lot of fucking pain, a lot of processing, a lot of just being afraid, man. It's just a lot of just being vulnerable. It took a lot. And all of that is work, right? Because anything that you apply your attention to and your time into, that's work. So even when you're sitting there on the couch, right? And that's what we can boil all this down to. is even when you're sitting there on the couch and you're watching your team, your favorite fucking team on planet Earth, they are winning and they are doing stuff and you're cheering and you're excited and they're winning, so you're winning. But the thing is them winning is not you winning, and that's unfortunate. Emotionally, you're winning, right? But the return on your investment of watching your team, because again, you're giving them your focus, you're giving them your attention, you're giving, and it's really a television. It's a screen, and you're giving it your focus and you're giving it your attention, right? Because they're gonna go and do that whether you watch or not. Do you realize this? Do you realize that your team is gonna go out there because they've been putting in the what? The work. And this is what they are doing. Their life is what? Practicing, weightlifting, exercising, and then what? Getting into the game. That is what these human beings are doing. The fact that you are observing it and watching it is irrelevant. These guys are going to go do it anyway, and gals too, in their respective sports, on their respective teams. But we create this psychology that somehow we need to be entertained or that we live vicariously through performance. And there is a part of peak performance that is awe-inspiring. But just like anything, it needs to be what? Done in moderation. How about we listen to that? It should be done in moderation if it doesn't give you a return on your investment. Right? Because that is you working. Right? A lot of times I just bash you motherfuckers because I'm like, that's wasting your motherfucking time. And it is. It's wasteful time. It's distracted time. And guess what? You are the master of your time. So if you want to invest your time sitting there watching other people work, right? Because that's what they're doing. They're working, they're building, they're aiming towards their goals and their dreams, and they're performing. And you're sitting there drinking brewskis, eating chips, right? Either wishing you could be doing that, right? And knowing that there's probably other shit. If you actually just like pull back from the TV and look around in your space, if your space is a total fucking disaster, right? Put in some work. You know how good it feels? Like, you do know how good it feels. Imagine going on, like, if you're someone that has a messy space, and it trust me, it takes me a lot of effort to try and keep a space clean. Fuck, it takes a lot of effort. If you're cooking and cleaning, and if you're cooking and living and just doing stuff, like, it's tough. I get it. But again, it takes work. And what is work? Work is what you give your focus, attention to, and your time. Right? Your efforts, your talents, right? And there's very few people that love to clean, right? But if you're sitting there and you're living in a messy situation, you know how good it would feel? Imagine going on a vacation, or the last time you got on a vacation, you walk into like either a clean Airbnb, right? Or a clean fucking hotel or motel room or resort suite. Like, it feels good, right? It's not because you're just in this amazing environment. It feels good because that place has just been, everything is just fucking tidy and neat. And then, after a few days of you being in there, it's a fucking pigsty. Maybe even just one night. You go in there and the bed's a mess and your shit's all over the bathroom vanity. You got fucking makeup and all kinds of shit there and clothes all over the floor and fucking luggage and suitcases. And then you make the excuse that, oh, but I'm living out of my suitcase and, that's just how it is. No, it's just, that's how you do it. Right? And it takes work. It takes effort to improve even in your organizational skills, your cleanliness skills. But instead, you'd rather just sit there and just be entertained and be checked the fuck out. But then yet that's your work. And your return on your investment is zero. It's nil. It's nothing. It's negative, really, because it's wasted time. But it's wasted time, in my opinion. And my opinion is only good for me. I could have opinions about every fucking thing under the sun. But at the end of the day, my opinion is only good for me. Your opinion is good for you. And if you think that watching other motherfuckers work on the weekend is a good use of your time, right? Then carry the fuck on. But if you're willing to put in some new work and refocus your attention on something that you would love to accomplish, maybe in the next month, maybe before the end of the year, right? Could you imagine if you actually wrote down a goal that you knew could probably get knocked out within the next 4 months, 3 months, September, October, November, December, the next 4 months before 2024? 4 months is a lot of, it's a pretty good amount of time. You can get some fucking pretty cool shit done, but you would have to really put in the focus and really have to say enough's enough. And you have to change. You have to change what you need to focus your attention on. If right now, if your pattern is, okay, I work Monday through Friday, I'm exhausted when I get home, I usually have to cook a meal, or I don't even have time to cook. I don't have the energy to cook, so I stop and eat out of a dumpster. I mean, a fast food place, right? Frozen meals, right? Whatever it takes to just like streamline that. But then you literally can find time to sit there and watch hours upon hours upon hours of what? Television. We watching all this shit, even social media, man. I can get lost in social media for an hour or two. Scroll, 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 scroll. Easy, man. It's easy, right? And what's the return on investment? It's fucking nil. It's nothing. And not everybody wants to achieve more, do more, be more, right? But I ain't talking to everybody. I know there are certain people that are finding this message that can give it a fucking piece of their ear and their little bit of their attention. And the reason being is because there's something in here that you need to hear. There's something in here that you need to allow to actually plant a seed and allow that seed to actually sprout into life. And I'm grateful for the people that I reach, right? With the message, with the passion, with the mantra, results kill excuses, right? Because I do believe that at the end of my life, I want to the number one goal that I have for my life, right, is to become the greatest version of what I can be, right? To achieve the highest potential of what I can be on this planet. And I don't know what the fuck that is. And you don't know what the fuck it is for you. Because even in this book, Second Chance, I mean, he talks about how many times he literally hit rock bottom and bounced back up, hit rock bottom and bounced back up. And it happens to the most successful people. So if you find yourself just feeling miserable, feeling like your life is set in stone and it's shitty. Like, fuck, the only reason why your life is shitty is because that's what you believe. Right? And you think that this dream, this goal, this vision of what could be is so far off. And the truth is it's not. Because we all know how fast time goes by. And if you were to even just start putting in some effort, writing some shit down and saying, okay, I want to do X. I want to improve my life in this way before the end of the year. And I want to start doing it this month, the month of September. And here's my commitment to doing that. What you would start to realize is, man, shit fucking really picks up quick. Momentum can really happen in a relatively short amount of time. You can start building some momentum if you're willing to be consistent. It takes a level of consistency. And most people, when you start something, it's so easy to stop, especially something new, because you haven't built that consistency. Because I think even the universe, God, he just tests us. You get tested in ways that it's like, how bad do you really want it? What will it take for you to give up? You say you want this, but what is it going to take for you to give up? And I think that type of shit pops up way more. So then when we start having resistance, when obstacles start coming in our way, when things start to not work out and it feels like we're losing control, or it's just, maybe it's just not meant to be. It's like instead of doubling down, most of us give up. Most of us quit. And we go back to what we know to be familiar. We go back to the same patterns and habits. I see it all the time. I see it all the time with people that say, "Oh, I'm gonna go on a health journey. I'm gonna lose fucking all this weight. I'm gonna change my life," and they're inspired. But then what? They're focused on other people, right? It gets too fucking hard, right? Even though other people have accomplished what they are wanting, having to do it, you hit resistance. And that's where your character is built. Because, man, if everything was fucking easy, it wouldn't have as much meaning. And it's tough. It sucks in this life. It does suck. I can be sympathetic with people that are just like, man, everything is so fucking hard for me. I can be super sympathetic for that, man. I get it. Things have been very hard for me. And guess what? When I resisted things being hard, when I gave up on things being hard, when I avoided facing the challenges of my life, guess what? I felt like shit. It's when I became overweight, unhealthy, drinking more, watching more TV, and just really becoming a fucking low vibrational version of myself. Right? But when I started to say, you know what? I don't like this. I don't feel good. This sucks. This hard is harder than the other hard. And that is true. It's like, pick your hard, right? Struggling to make ends meet, feeling like shit, right? That's a hard fucking life. And yet a day like today will get you a little bit of joy. Yay, holiday. It's going to be gone before you know it. And again, if you just waste this day barbecuing, fucking around, getting drunk, getting high, so that you wake up and you start your next week all fucking dragging ass, recovering, then how does that set you up for success in life? If it's going to take you 3-4 days to even just recover from what the fuck the abuse you have put upon yourself in the name of what? Having fun? That's fun? That's doing life? Like most of the motherfuckers I know that go camping, it's like, it's not really camping. It's basically partying in the woods. That's not camping, right? You call it camping, but that's like fucking debauchery in the woods is not camping. To me, camping is being one with nature. Is going somewhere, yes, sleeping in the woods, but it's having outdoor activities planned, not just sitting around a fucking fire getting all wasted, right? It's going on hikes. It's going swimming in lakes and rivers, right? It's going for walks. It's taking a nap in a hammock, right? It's enjoying nature in its fullest. And it shouldn't really include any kind of external stimulants of alcohol or drugs or any of that, right? It's just connecting with nature, being close to nature. But if you have to bring all your bullshit with you into nature, then you kind of miss the whole fucking point. Thus, that's my point. What are you working towards? What are you working for? Right? If you just work for weekends and holidays and time off, right? That kind of should tell you that you probably don't like what you do. If that is like the fucking high points of your life, is saying, man, if you're already dreading, I have work tomorrow. Oh, I wish I could just always have off. I'm so tired of working. Then that tells me you're not doing something that you truly love. Right? And am I telling everybody to go quit their jobs and go poor and be homeless and fucking be irresponsible? No. But I could tell you that you do have time within your life right now to learn new skills, to start a small business, to do something that could generate income an additional source of income that would probably, if it's coming from your heart right here, this heart, this big, beautiful heart of yours, if it's coming from here, right, it probably wouldn't take too long. Maybe a year, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe more, right? But you could be doing it on the side, and it could even surpass everything that you're doing now that is like not fulfilling you. And if you're someone that is totally fulfilled with your job, you say, I love what I do, but you do it too much. Ooh, there's the other piece of that, right? There's a lot of people out there that really love what they do, but guess what? It's taken away from what? Your well-being, your quality of life. Because again, what? You're living to work, right? And it's like, how do you break even from that to where you say, but I'm just going after this goal and I don't care, and I'm willing to work 7 days a week, fucking 80 hours a week, 100 hours a week, and just work because I love what I do. Right? But you look at your health, you look at your body, you know how you feel. You got low energy, right? You rarely have time to actually do the things you truly love, you truly desire. You've had you don't have time for romance, you don't have time for adventure, you don't have time for travel, you don't have time to just fucking chill when you need to. You don't have time to go and explore and just do fun things, do your hobbies, because you work. So that's the other piece of it, right? There's a lot of you that are working and feeling fucking unfulfilled. There's a lot of you that love what you do so much that all you do is do that. And you don't even have time for what? Your family, your loved ones, your own self, to even invest in yourself. So how do you find balance, right? How do you create a balance, right? And it's prioritizing. A lot of us right now, before the end of the year, you should be looking at how in 2024, but it's really how this month can you start to reprioritize the things that you're focused on that do not give you a return on your investment, right? I mean, there's even things that bring money in that just still it's net negative because of the amount of time it takes, the amount of effort it takes, and everything else that goes into it, that it's just really not worth your time. But yet there's a lot of us that can just sit there for hours on end, because here we are, we're back in football season. This is like the best time of the year, right? Gotta watch your teams, it's all about the football. And if you just think right now, if you were to be honest with yourself, if you're a college football fan, how many hours did you watch of college football? If you're an NFL fan, how many hours this coming week are you going to watch of football? And then you go that times what? 4 months, let's just say 16 weeks, an NFL season, right? How much time is that? And then you look at, like, could you do a business class? Could you go get a real estate license? Could you do something new for yourself, right? Invest in going to like a fitness class. And you think about if you could take that amount of time, right? Because I guarantee you, a lot of you are like, it's 10 hours. 10 hours a weekend you're watching sports, right? And that's a lot of time if you compound it over a month. That's literally a full-time job. That's 1 week of full-time work in a month. So that's literally a month. Over the next four months, 1 month of full-time work, you're going to spend watching TV. That's a huge investment. That's what you're working for, right? And maybe your team don't even win. Maybe the teams you're watching, they don't win. But even if they did win, even if your team wins the fucking championship, what does it do for you? How does it improve your life? How does it advance your life? How does it make you more healthier? How does it make you more abundant? How does it make you more healed? How does it make you feel more love for yourself, for others? How does it make you feel more like accomplished and passionate to actually be an inspiration for others? What example are you setting for people? It's pretty wild and crazy. I know for me, I'm working towards a lot of things. I'm working towards continuing to increase the amount of wealth, primary and secondary wealth I have in my life. I know that I am working towards building new relationships, romantic, platonic, right? I'm working towards building out this brand. I'm working towards acquiring more investment properties with cash flow, right? I'm working on what? Continuing to heal and grow as a man, challenge myself every single day, right? Becoming a better father, becoming a better man and a role model, right? I'm working towards maintaining an optimal state of being from my mind, my emotions, my spirit, and what? My body. Those are all things that I am working towards. I'm working towards more financial freedom, more financial abundance, right? So that's where my attention is going. I'm not building a fantasy fucking team, right? All of you building fantasy fucking teams, think about that shit. Oh, but I could win this and I could win that. Okay, great. Great. Do whatever the fuck makes you happy, man. If that's what makes you happy, right? You're doing it wrong. Because here's the thing. You should just be happy, right? When you wake up in the morning, if you examine who you are, right? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you depressed? What are your raw feelings? If it takes your team winning for you to feel joy and happiness, right? Then you got work to do. That internet is going inside, right? Because we need to cultivate happiness from within, love from within, peace from within, abundance from within, acceptance from within, validation from within, not this external shit. And that's what I continue to work on. All of those things. I have not perfected. I am not a master. I just know I'm someone that has fucked up plenty of fucking times. And I've gotten up plenty of times plus one. Right? And I'm proud of myself for not giving up. I was thinking, as I was in that cold water this morning, I was thinking about how I'm really proud of myself in a healthy way, not in an arrogant way, right? Not in a narcissistic way, not in an egocentric way, but just I'm proud of myself because I love myself, because I'm confident, because I believe in myself. I see myself. I hear who I am. I know what I want, right? And I know what I deserve. And those things matter to me. And I hope they're going to matter to you. So you go and enjoy your day. But I'm challenging you to examine what are you working for? And what is the return on that investment? If all you're working for is a check that's big enough to barely pay the bills, you deserve more, right? Well, how do you get more? Get another job, get a different job, get 2 jobs, get 5 jobs, right? Or is it improving who you are so that you add value? The more valuable you become, the more value comes back to you. It is a law of this universe. So I challenge you to examine what are you working for. And if you don't like the results that you got, guess what? You can start over. And it's scary starting over. I've started over so many fucking times I can't keep count. And every time I've started over, I've gotten better. There's been a few times I've started over because I got worse, but I'm done doing that. I'm done doing the self-sabotaging shit because I believe I'm going from greater to greater to greater, better to better to better, more to more to more, right? More healthy, right? More loving, more kind, more understanding, more caring, right? More sober, more clear, more pure. Beautiful fucking things that I want to share with you and inspire with you every single day, man. So I hope you'll enjoy your day of life greater than a Labor Day. It's not about labor. It's about life, right? Change your labor into life and you will live more abundantly. Mark my motherfucking words, because you know the drill. Results kill excuses. It's all on me. Greg's out.